I'm back again. Yes, indeed. Hey, Yahuwah said you got to do a part two. Part two, yeah, part two. So if you hadn't seen part one, the first part of Your Pastor Would Never, I suggest you go back and look at that. Because this is going to be like a caveat or part two of that. So in part one of Your Pastor Would Never, we talked about how Yahuwah, because of something someone may have done in your bloodline, a relative, a grandparent, great grandparent, great great, that he would go as far as the your children, grandchildren, third and fourth generations. Would feel that wrath from whatever great granddad and great great grandmama did, right? Well, guess who else would go, you know, three and four and five, six generations, centuries, bloodline, affecting your bloodline. Yes, you guessed it right. Hasatan, Satan, the devil, the same thing. Um, this is another thing here that you won't hear in the church. The pastors and them don't talk about it. This world we live in is way more spiritual than it is carnal. You know, people say, Well, you hear people say that I am a spiritual being, having a human, having a human experience, right? That's true. We are spiritual beings having a human, but people they hear that, but they don't really. It kind of go in one ear and come out the other, but that is so true. And you have people like myself who are we're amongst other things, we're general curse breakers. Something that your great great granddad or somebody 50 100 years ago in your bloodline did something where it caused them to go into covenant with Hasatan, with Satan, the enemy, right? And by them going into covenant, they have legal rights. They form some type of agreement with yourself and your bloodline. And until the generational curse will come along, and not only does that person has to pray and ask Yahuwah for forgiveness of their sins, but forgiveness of their great great granddad or great 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 grandmama, whomever did what that is affecting the bloodline. So you wonder why your family people have schizophrenics and bipolar and uh, the women they barren a lot. They don't care, the children, or they can't keep a husband. They're not in a proper marriage and different things. It's a lot of that is agreements and contracts and covenants that the enemy has on your bloodline. So when someone like me come along trying to break the generational curses, those spirits that lies in our family members, and some family members it lie dormant, they don't want that to happen. They don't want you to come around and break the curse and all that kind of stuff. Mm-mm. What they say, the book stops here. I know one thing in my bloodline, on my dad's side anyway, gamblers, big time gamblers. My dad spoke of that. My great granddaddies was big time gamblers. They both, from my understanding, were unalive, and it was pertaining gambling. And this was, but no, I was into gambling, but not as. Was I into gambling when my dad told me the story? I can't remember. Was I into gambling at the time? I don't think I was when he told me the story, because I was 30 years old when I got into casino gambling. And I want to say he told me this. I may have been a teenager or in my early 20s, and where both of his grandfathers, were unalive due to gambling incidents. And he said they tried to get him, but my older sister was a baby, and he told me he had lost all his money one time gambling, and he couldn't even buy his baby no Pampers. That got it for him, being in that predicament not to take care of his child. So, but Joker, that demon, that spirit got my ass. I'm trying to tell you, 20 years off and on, I dealt with gambling. Now, let me not correct, but let me elaborate. You have casino gambling, which was my issue, and then you have people that play tonk and stuff like that, right? So I look at it like this: as a former gambler, playing tonk was like someone that may smoke cigarettes or someone that may smoke a blunt. That's playing tonk. Casino gambling, that's like doing heroin, crack. That's like the whole other end of the spectrum. Because where you playing tonk, you may lose $100, $50, and be done with it. Casino gambling, if you're compulsive, shoot, you liable to lose your whole check. It's your check, your mom, your wife check. It's a whole mess. Casino gambling. That. But I'm just so thankful that I've been delivered from that. Haven't been to a casino since New Year's Eve 2023. Going into 2024, and I'm thankful for that. But yeah, familiar spirits, y'all. You hear all that, what they talk about riding, witches riding your back and all this stuff, whatever. What preacher talk about that? Ain't no preacher talking about that spiritual warfare. Spiritual warfare real, man. And when you're someone like me, when the devil sees that you one of them ones, oh, this joker here serious about his walk with the Most High. We can't have that. So man, the warfare be like 10 times, 100 times more with someone that's truly walking with Yahuwah and they mean it. They standing on business. If you ain't serious with this thing, if you just going to church on Sunday and living your life how you want to live it, Monday through Saturday, oh, devil, like I got him or her, he ain't got to fool with you. He ain't gonna really, affect you like the hell. He may even award you. But the minute you decide to be to worship the Most High in spirit and in truth and do the right thing and stuff, he see you as a threat. And you might have been one of the devil's best warriors, best on this thing. You done left and went to the other side. Oh, he got to get you. He got to get you. So that warfare is gonna happen. But you stay in the presence of the Most High, stay fast and reading your word. They say the weapon will form, but it won't prosper. And a lot of times, the Most High, He will allow it to the weapon not to prosper, but to get you a little bit. But it's like a test. It's to show the enemy, see, like He did Job. Job, you can do this, you can do that, you can do that, but you can't kill him. You can do this, you can do it. So, like, the same with Job. If you don't know about Job, go read Job. Same thing, all right? So this is shorter than the last one, yeah. That spiritual warfare. You know what I'm saying? Familiar spirits. Generational curse breaker. Oh, the pastor ain't talking about that. He ain't gonna touch on that one. All right. Y'all take it easy. All right.